Salah or Vinicius? Because I know it's been a while since we've seen a Salah item in game. He's much deserved. So let's hear in chat, who is, out of these 12, who are you most excited for? I'm seeing a lot of different players here, obviously the big names. Also kind of interesting to see what you guys think about some of these guys were in Team of the Tournament at 108. But the way it works is you come in and you play and you'll get these currencies called Toty tokens. Right there, you can see. And you'll be getting Toty points. So every day you come in, you complete these 5 nodes, and that gets you those 2 currencies. Very simple and straightforward. So from there, we're going to go into this Toty chapter here. And the base of this event really is opening up a Toty player claim with the Toty tokens that you earned. So I obviously don't have enough Toty tokens here to do it, but you would need 40, and that gives you a 98 plus Toty player. So you would come in, you open this, and you just get a bunch of these Toty players, and from there, you take those Toty players into this player exchange. And then you would put in your 4 Toty players, and then you would exchange it, and then you would get a chance at a possibility of a bunch of different players all the way through Toty, possibly even an icons player as well, and we'll get into those icons shortly. So, oh, that sent me to the Prime Icons chapter. So I'll come back here into the Toty event. So you basically, as I said, you open this, you get players, you put it into an exchange, and that gives you other players. So it's just a trade-in. And then from there, you can see on this milestone, if you complete 50 of these exchanges throughout the whole Toty event, you will get a 109 plus OVR Toty player. So it's over this 20 days it'll unlock, and then you can start earning progress towards the milestones there. So that is the Toty section. Very simple. You'll be getting players there. Let's now move into the Prime Icons chapter. So it scrolled me over a little bit there. But as you can see, we have the 3 main Prime Icons in Toty right here. We've got Van Basten, Ballack, and Maldini. And this is the chapter just focused on them. So you're going to come in and you're going to be using these things called Prime tokens. So you'll be earning these from Star Pass, from store offers, different places throughout the event, and from there you can open this Prime Icon claim for a variety of different event icons or Prime icons. And I'm just going to scroll through this preview here. There's also some Toty players in there as well, but some of these event icons do look really good. So you'll come in, you can open some of these ones. There's the currency offers and the ad watch for them. And then, as you can see here, yeah, you get Prime tokens, and then there's also the different offers for other Prime tokens. After that, if you get to the end of this milestone path, which is 1,600 Prime tokens used, you will get one of these 3 Prime icons. So that's kind of the gist of this Prime Icon chapter. Very simple, but the rewards are very exciting. And I don't even want to get into the player stats yet because they I think will be kind of crazy. And it's a big jump from previous events. But just letting you guys know there that hold on to your pants because the stats are kind of wild. Our last chapter here is the reward path. So this is kind of a simple part of the event. You don't need to do anything to claim these rewards. All you need to do is earn Toty points. And then for earning the Toty points, you don't spend them, you don't use them. You unlock these different rewards every week. So you come through and you can get a certain amount every single week, and it'll unlock these milestones of rewards. And then at the end, there'll be different rewards that come through just for playing your skill games in your matches. Very simple, and there's some exciting rewards in there as well. And this goes every single week. There's a new reward path that unlocks with that new rewards as well. So all the way to week 8, and these unlock weekly, and you can come in and you can claim your rewards just for playing your skill games and matches. So that is basically the full kind of chapter by chapter look. It's going to pop up. There are daily quests that you can complete to earn extra Toty tokens. So things like just finishing the skill games in that main chapter, winning certain matches, goal differences, assists, using Toty tokens. And then there's some weekly ones as well, like winning the championship in the FIFA World Cup tournament, which is part of this. Playing that tournament will earn you tokens. And then there's some other quests of just division rivals. There's a challenge mode. So it's been a minute since we brought back challenge mode. Toty challenge is going to be in there. And you'll be getting 56 Toty tokens. This will be open weekly. So I can actually enter in there and I can show it to you guys because I have a team full of Toty players. To enter, you actually only need, I think, how many? 3. You need 3 Toty players in your lineup to enter into challenge mode. Very simple, especially if you're opening those Toty 98 plus packs. Should not be an issue. And as you can see, it's all PvE and skill game, so very straightforward here. And you'll just complete these to get extra Toty tokens in there. A first look at Star Pass. Nothing really crazy in this. You'll be just earning your Star Pass credits. It's a little easier to change. And also we're looking at bringing in some other training transfer items in some way as well. So community, we have heard you loud and clear on that one, and we will keep adding training transfer items when we can. And this was one of them. And you can see the cute little emote that will take you all the way 75 levels to our main man here, Cantona, who's 110 and a striker. There's a lot of strikers in this event. These are the famous players, and I'll actually just show the full look at the Toty players. So these are the guys that were showing up in the event previews in the Prime Icon and other claims. There's a lot of choice here. There's a lot of player items. So what I'm going to start with first, I'm not going to go into the event icons chat, but what I want to start first out is looking at some of these like top Toty players. So I think the first one, and it's only right we look at, is our cover athlete, the star man, Kylian Mbappe. And you read that right. That is 148 pace. So take that in. 138 shooting, 134 dribbling. You are seeing this correctly. These stats are unreal, really. The Toty stats are crazy. These will really be top players for your team. And as you can tell here, he has finishing, and he's got the 5-star skill moves and weak foot. Very, very high. So we'll move on here to Messi. Not as pacey. He's at 119 pace as a cam. However, the shooting, passing, and dribbling are wild here. It's a 141 shooting, 137 passing, 142 dribbling. As you guys said, I'm seeing some people going, "Holy, this is crazy." Yeah, it's a big jump up in stats here. So these players are going to be top of the line. Toty players will be unreal in comparison with previous events. So looking at these stats, he's got short passing as well. So definitely jaw droppers. Let's look here at Holland, who is a 109 as well. We'll go through the 109s for the Toty players. We'll go through a couple 108s, and then we'll circle back to event icons as well in primes. So looking at this chat, Holland with the 144 pace, the 141 shooting, and then that physicality and dribbling at just a really low 125 and 127. So this guy's going to be really, really fun to play with. He's going to boss it, that is for sure. Let's look at his teammate and his main assist man, Kevin De Bruyne, at center mid here. The passing at 145 really sticks out. Is really impressive. The shooting at 126 and the dribbling at 127. These are standing out with the vision. So showing that one off. And then do we have another City player to segue to? We don't in the 109. So we're going to go to Real Madrid. Their starting goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, at 109. Take a look at those reflexes, positioning, handling, all in the 140s. The diving at 139. These the stats are definitely popping out here, and then reflexes, if you run with that, will be quite handy. This guy is really good at goalie. Probably the best goalie in the game at this moment, unless we actually have Yashin to show, but we'll get to that in a bit. 109 will go with his teammate here, Luka Modric, who got a 108 in Team of the Tournament. He now has a 109 here in Toty. And the passing and dribbling, again, really stand out. A little low in the physicality, but hopefully the passing and dribbling makes out for it. So take a look at that, and then you have the 5-star weak foot, but 4-star skill moves and vision. So pop that up. Then we'll go to... Who's another 109 here that I'm missing that we hadn't looked? I think those were actually all the 109. Oh no, Benzema. How did I miss Benzema? There he is. Ballon d'Or winner. Real Madrid's top man. At striker, 138 shooting, 127 passing, or 127 dribbling with 127 pace. These stats are definitely pretty crazy. So I just want to take a little pause there, chat. What do we think so far with Toty players? How are we feeling about these big stat jumps, and these players look unreal. So I just want to know, chat, how are we feeling about these? Can you already see these going into your team? I'm sure some of you have already started planning out who's going where just by the looks of these first players. So how are we feeling, like, chat? Is this dubs in chat, or are you kind of on the fence? Holy dub event. That's great to hear. Hopefully some of the skill moves will change to 4 or 5. We can definitely take a look at that for a few guys, yeah. The dub stats, yep. So those are the 109s here. I'm going to briefly go through the 108 Toty players. We got Allison with very good goalie stats here for the 108. Slightly below Courtois and OVR, but I think he compares when it comes to base stats here. Looks really good. We'll then go over to Mo Salah here, a right winger at 108. Very good all around in terms of the pace, shooting, and dribbling are all there. And he is there with agility as well. So we'll come back there. Oh, and I realized I missed the 109 Lewandowski. So I'll just pop him up on stream here as the 109. My bad. The shooting obviously stands out. He's got second striker, which is a lot of you guys' favorite skill boost for a striker. So that was the last of the 109s there. Then we'll quickly get into a few of these 108s. Casemiro, showcasing him as a CDM, very good defensive stats, and the physicality is there. Then we'll also go into the newly transferred João Cancelo. Doesn't have an action shot just yet because he did transfer to Bayern, but he is showing his Bayern in-game right now as a left back and 108. So kind of the interesting situation there where he goes on loan to Bayern Munich. Their back line does look really nice now across the board. And that matchup they have with PSG in the Champions League should be very, very exciting. It feels like two teams that are in interesting spots in their season. They are not as smoothly as they would have hoped. They both get to meet in the Champions League at a very early point, the round of 16. But anyways, we move on here to his new teammate, Sadio Mane. Actually, Cancelo and Mane used to go head-to-head in the Prem, but now they get to be teammates on Bayern. And then we'll finish up with a few 108s here. We've got Son at left wing. Great stats, obviously, with the shooting and the pace. Not more to be said there. We'll then also pop up with Vinny Jr. Look at that pace and that dribbling, chat. Pretty crazy, right? The 145 and 144. He is going to be unreal in head-to-head. And then we've got Van Dijk here. Center back. 142 defending, 132 physicality. Some crazy good stats here as a defender. And then, that was actually, I think, our last 108. So we went through the 108s. I'm not going to go through 107s, chat, just because we have so many event icons to go through. But as you can tell, here, look at some of the 107s and 106s and 105s. So there are some discrepancies here with Team of the Tournament. You'll be noticing that, for example, Hakimi is a 106 here as his Toty nominee card, or sorry, Toty nominee item. But in Toty, which comes out, he's in the starting 11, so you can expect to see him get a high OVR. Same thing with Theo Hernandez, Jude Bellingham for one, and then if we go a little further down, Eder Militao as well is a 103 here, but you can expect to see him with much higher when it comes to Toty in Week 4 onwards. So just giving you guys kind of a look at all the players that are in Toty. We kind of get down to these 102s, 101s, which I don't think many people in stream will be using, but it's still good to see who's there, just to get an idea. And you can see the player art, item art changes from that 99 to 100. Big jump, actually. The 100 plus looks gorgeous. And you can see there's some of the transfers like Enzo Fernandez, that's reflected there. And we just saw Cancelo as well. So some winter transfers that have come in quite recently. We were able to showcase those in the build for you guys in time. So we'll hopefully update their action shots when they do play for their new teams. So chat, let's get into these event icons. Let's go through the 112 Maldini, or the prime icons and event icons. Let's take a look at Maldini, chat. Let's just get right to it. The top OVR, 112. Center back Maldini. 150 defending, chat. Look at that. And then you got the 136 pace, 132 physicality, and then the marking. And then let's go to the 111 prime icon here in Marco van Basten. 144 shooting, 132 dribbling, and then a 129 pace. So you can take a look at that. And then we'll go up here with Michael Ballack, the ex-Chelsea man, also played in Germany for Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. But yeah, the 110 here, 138 pace, very well rounded, and the 145 passing. But yeah, this guy's going to be real good in head-to-head. Very well-rounded there. Let's take a look at our star pass player, which is Eric Cantona, the 110 striker. Very good shooting. The pace and the dribbling are up there as well. And he has finishing, so taking a look there. Also kind of an interesting one for you guys is there's a new Drogba event icon at a 110. His stats are really good. So a little bit of a different approach here if you did go for that 108 star pass and Drogba's kind of your guy. There is a new Drogba coming out in Toty. So just keep an eye on that. We also have the Henry left wing 110, the 148 pace and the 142 dribbling, and the 143 shooting is pretty out of this world, so he is going to be a top left winger. We'll then look at Kaká there in his AC Milan kit, wearing the captain's armband, interestingly. And then, yeah, those stats, 140s across the board. Not more that can be said other than like these items are just going to be top players in the game. We've got Petit here as a 110 CDM. A little low on the pace compared to some of the other players we've seen, but that defending and physicality So that kind of rounds out a few of the 110s. We'll also take a look at Andrea Pirlo, a little on the slower side for some of the CMs we've seen, but then that passing, 147 passing, chat. That is going to be something. So a lot of icons. We'll even take a look at the top ranked goalie in this one, Yashin. He's got 150 diving, 150 positioning, and 150 reflexes, followed by a measly 143 handling. And then number 1 in terms of skill boost. So as you can see, quite a big jump in stats there, but these guys should be really, really exciting to play with. Big dub, best goalkeeper in the game, yep. And then we got Zambrotta. We haven't seen a Zambrotta for a minute. 137 pace, 139 dribbling as a left back. Exciting here. Then let's get over to Laurent Blanc, who's a 109 center back. The defending just comes out as a 148. Look at that. And then obviously the physicality and the pace are top notch. We'll also show a center back as well here in Sol Campbell, 147 defending, 138 physicality, a bit higher pace there than Blanc, 122. Again, it's tricky to find like comparisons to previous events with a lot of these players because they're now all the best players in the game. So it's very interesting looking back at Team of the Tournament, for example, when those were the best players in the game, or some of the prime icons that have come out, and it's kind of these are now all the best players in the game. So it's a big shift. I think it's a little different. I'm hoping community, you guys like this, to really get a big upgrade on players, and just knowing that these are top players and they're very, very big noticeable difference in the stats. Because a lot of people in chat here, you guys look at the stats, you want to be seeing who's top of their game and who's going to really get me into the leaderboards, or just be able to win in head-to-head and versus attack, or even in league. So hoping that these kind of big jumps will be noticeable and really make it feel like, okay, Toty players are, this is their moment. These are the guys to use. So Philipp Lahm here with a 142 dribbling stands out, but then the defending and the passing as well. So seeing a few people to check Van Basten. We did look at him earlier, so if you do want to just check the stream afterwards, you can look through all of these stats and kind of pause. We'll also put the VOD on YouTube too. So we looked at Lahm there. Let's look at Rijkaard as a CDM. So I think last time we had one of Rijkaard was in UCL last year, so it's been a minute. Defending there, 143 for a CDM. Looking really, really good. And then let's pull up our 109 Wayne Rooney at Cam. The shooting, 146. Really, really standing out. Looking at that with shot power. And then we've got a couple more here. Let's take a look at Seedorf and a few others just to wrap it up. The 109 event icon Seedorf. The pace for center mid at 125 is pretty crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of players in Toty. It's going to be a lot of different options to build your team. Should be pretty interesting. Stoichkov here at left mid with long shots. And then we've got Van Nistelrooy at 109 at striker. If none of the other strikers really were what you were looking for, there are 109 event icon strikers as well. A lot of strikers in this event. And you can see here with the 141.